Game number 1, Division S is back with another match here as we are heading straight into our first game of the day in the best of 5. Go Next is going up against Granit Gaming. Granit Gaming is so far 3-0 in the league. They are actually at the top spot at this point. Towers of Doom is our first map and we're having now Go Next go up against them. Again, Next has struggled a little bit. They're obviously trying to turn this around here today, but it's not going to be easy for them considering who they're up against. Now, Nubera gets banned out. We're still in the highest league here for Heroes of the Storm currently. And with that, we're also seeing Maiev banned out. Obviously, the question is still, what's going to happen around Zeratul? Is Zeratul going to be banned? Are we going to have Zeratul led through the draft? Maybe with the combo with Jaina again? And what else do you ban out here? You have already the focus on the Nubarak, so a little bit of frontline hesitation there. Hanzo gets banned out too. And that brings us back to Zeratul. So, Go Next, are they going to allow it? Yes, they are. They are saying Tracer is something that worries us quite a little bit more. Tai has shown that hero to be highly successful for a long time, and then immediately Tai moving into Zeratul. I mean, it's two of the heroes that he plays a lot. I would say at this point his main heroes are probably Tracer, Li Ming and Zeratul, but he has shown even more than that. We've seen him quite a bit on Malthael, for example. But now with the Zeratul commitment early on, you're immediately worried about Diablo and about also Jaina, of course. Could take both of them away here. But they might also just try and have something set up to deal with it. And ooh, they're actually letting both through. We could see Laura commit to Dibbles here and then seeing the Jaina come in with that, and then you have the full combo available. But even if you just go for Jaina alone, that Ring of Frost setup, or that Ring of Frost damage after the Void Prison setup, that in itself is already just absolutely beastnet in terms of damage output and kill potential. So yeah, let's check that out. Are they going to commit to both? Are they going to commit to one? Or we're going to have a different setup for them here today? There's the Jaina, there's the Diablo, boom, there we have them both. Brutal setup already as it stands. So it's a bit crazy to see all of that make their way through. I kind of can understand that you let Zeratul through, considering that your opponent is still very known for the Tracer plays. But then again, at the same time, do you really want to play against that combo? Do you really feel that you can deal with that? Because I gotta admit that I don't think you can. Well, but here come the bans. So they banned Tyrande out. At least Henning is not going to get his hero. That's something. And, well, with that said, we have our last ban of game number 1 coming in. And it's Malthael. Alright, no big plays against Diablo. Keeps the Haka at least on the board, so you have still a global play that you can make. And let's see if they actually do this. Are we going to get the globals? Yes or no? I mean, you can play with the Haka here for sure, but you need, I feel they need kind of something that can deal with their combo a little bit. Right now, I think it's going to get absolutely destroyed. Chase down one of the components of the combo, maybe. Ah, they get Li Ming and they get Reyna. It's definitely good damage, don't get me wrong. I like those heroes a lot. I'm just terrified when I look over to Granit Gaming and I see what they're playing. Now having an Abathar as well. It looks like Granit Gaming watched the last Division 7 match that we casted with the Bacon Landlords and are eager to show, especially Bacon Soccer, how to play Abathar. So there's a little bit of a teaching tool that they have. I can appreciate that. They care about the amateur scene too. And there comes Rhaegar for the bite. Alright. Zeratul with Abathar is, by the way, a monster. So is Diablo with Abathar. And the Jaina copy, of course, is just insane. So the last pick, is that going to be what saves Go Next? Or is this just going to be another victim for Granit Gaming to take out? It's the off lane that we look at now. Is it going to be the Dehaka? Yes. Dehaka gets played. And that brings us into game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, of the best of 5 series. Go Next versus Granit Gaming. Game number 1, Go Next going up against Granit Gaming here at Division S. On the left side, Go Next with Kelvin on Li Ming. We're having Skynox on Malfurion, Taluf on Dehaka, Wit on Garrosh, and Zevas is playing Reyna. On the right side of the map, we're currently seeing Rhaegar, played by Henning for Granit Gaming. We have Svamkarata on Jaina, Fury on Abathar, Lauba on Diablo, and Tai is playing Zeratul. Tai Zeratul is pretty strong usually. Well, actually, a couple of games where he played where he got zoned out quite nicely by the opponent. I mean, Team Russia made a good case for that. But just generally speaking, most of the times we're seeing him on the hero, he has a pretty good impact there too. So that's something to definitely consider in this case. Now, as we're heading into this, a little bit of a brawl in the middle, but nothing too crazy, because the blue team doesn't really want to commit too many resources here. They already have the Haka at the top side, and they have good old Reyna at the bottom of the map. This is actually one of the problems. Now, just in general, obviously, the good old talking point, when you have Abathur against you, you have to be careful as a solo laner, because there's always going to be that offset on balance on the top lane whenever we're seeing Abathur joining in with the symbiote, so you can't just simply engage into a 1 versus 1 fight at the top lane without that becoming a problem eventually. But then again, if you have Abathur there with Zeratul, there's always that big threat that he just sneaks onto a lane, starts to blink in, and all of a sudden you're facing off against a 1 versus 2 or even a 1 versus 3, depending who else is there. And you can see how much respect Toulouf has. I mean, he's not engaging into this, and that's one of the reasons, because he knows if he does, Abathur is going to be there immediately, is going to help out Tai, and then he's going to start losing out in the trade, and that's just something that you can't really afford. So for now, Lauba still in the middle. Talents, by the way, with a pressurized glance now on level 1. So already indicating that he's going to spec a lot heavier into that talent tree here. Helps you also with Toma Transference and other plays later on in the game. Both of the teams obviously with hunters. I mean, again, as the camps come up, normally we're seeing a heavy commitment towards that. Really seeing a lot of action outside of that though. Both of the teams just looking for kill opportunities. It's nothing forcing, it's just Garrosh sees if he maybe can get to connect with someone. Lauba in the same vein is seeing, okay, can I get a wall stun somewhere? Can I catch someone in a rotation, for example? It's not really happening for the time being, so we're going to wait for the objective as Tai is still trying to get a bit of damage through, and Kelvin is actually incredibly low already as it stands. So now we're having also the Adrenal Overlord and an adjustment for Tai. Goes into the Psionic Strength here. Okay, that could actually become interesting. We've seen in the Nations Cup when Tai made his first real appearance in the competitive stage, we've seen I think 1 or 2 games where he committed into a completely different Zeratul build, going way more for the battles, not really speccing into cleave, and that led us all to into that build. So there is a chance that we're going to see that with the Might of the Nerazim taken too. I kind of doubted it a little bit, but I still want to highlight that there was definitely a time when that was a thing. So if the Abathur pick alone offsets that to an extent where they're saying, okay, this is actually going to allow us to do something else here, that might become a thing. As the attempt to even go for the double at the top and maybe even for the kill, Toulouf is really low. Nice play here from Kelvin coming in and interrupting that at least for now. Heading is in, that's the first channel. And they're trying to get this. Good move by them. The only altar that is left is the one on the right side, which is a bit better for them. Yep, in comes the stun though, and they go for Jaina, and Jaina might actually fall. So when Koda gets body blocked, it's rooted by Malfurion, and that's the kill right there. First kill in the game, Jaina dead, and that could be a drag. Lauba gets out. Nice. But now we have, despite the fact that they made that play, we have them actually losing out on this one. Yep, the Indra comes late, and that's 2 altars fired from Go Next as Granit Gaming falls behind a little bit. Diablo trying to save Zeratul, and in the process he himself goes down. Nicely done here, nicely done. 2 kills against 0, double altar for them. It's a pretty good start into the game, better than I expected to be honest. Kelvin gets still sliced here slightly. Oh, and with Abathur they get the kill. Welcome to the show. That's exactly the problem that you have. Oh, talking Abathur! That is slug abuse right there. Alright. The slug goes down. Furo was a little bit too far out there. That's of course something that you kind of have to pay attention to as well. I can tell you one player that is very happy about that, and that's Li Ming. Li Ming is sitting there, is like, yeah, serves you right. Without you I wouldn't have died. So at least the slug gets taken out too. Okay, so we have still Mule taken. That helps you to keep the control on those bell towers a bit longer. In the meantime, also the cleanse, of course, now ready. There's a little bit of damage against Li Ming again. Abathur is in. Calamity damage, yep. But Tai gets out. That was a close call for a moment, but talking close calls, at the bot lane, the fights continue, and Lauba gets thrown in again, tries to move away. Oh my god, Servas just survived with single-digit hit points there. The last spike nearly dropped him. Still a 5 versus 5 as we are heading into that little fight right there for this double altars. No level 10 abilities just yet, but I gotta admit that Go Next is close. Getting a bit closer with this for sure. Yeah, Diablo on level 7 now with the Malevolence. There we go. That was a mouthful for some reason. They're gonna go for the exchange. This guy is getting an easy channel through. The zoning on the other hand over here as Ty is starting to get his own channel in. And it's an even trade for the time being. Abathar still soaking the lane, getting the extra experience for his team here. And trying to make sure that they're not losing out on too much here. Even dropping the mule to keep this in play for now. Make sure that the turret doesn't drop too quickly. Allows them to keep the lane control a little bit longer. There's a commitment with the rotation though. Henning needs to be careful. Is already trying to dart around here, gets thrown, gets stunned, and yeah, that is just not working out. These rotations are a little bit too slow this time from them. And there's the kill. Level 10 abilities, didn't even need the isolation, but they still got it. Jaina dead, and all of a sudden we're looking 5 kills against 1. Granit Gaming, again, hasn't lost a single match yet in Division S, but here in game number 1, Go Next is showcasing that they are definitely improving. And Wit is showing off his Garrosh skills here and is starting to really work in the damage. And especially, of course, the kill opportunities. Now we finally have the combo online, and that's, of course, the big oh my god, is this happening moment that we had in the draft. Because we have Diablo, Apocalypse, the Zeratul Void Prison, and the Jaina Ring of Frost. So now they have to prove that they can set this up properly. They're already looking for the VP. Ty is a little bit too far out there, though. Has to jump away from this one. Gets taunted and gets dropped. And Go Next is just absolutely... I mean, they're obliterating them right now. There's an insane setup around the heroic abilities, especially, of course, with the potential Jaina copy coming in. But Go Next is starting to completely take the control of this game. They have the momentum, they have the control of the map, and the control, therefore, the macro. Thanks to the bell tower that was claimed at the bottom. And Wit is starting to defend this as the rest of the team is just looking towards the pumpkins again. There's a single altar spawning, and we have 5 bell towers against 3. Granit Gaming is definitely in a bit of a weird spot here. Nice. Lauber gets pushed back again by the wave of force here on the side of Liming. Doesn't fall thanks to Raygun, the support. But there's shots fired. Boom. Another 5 committed. 23 against 32 at this point. In comes Ty. Ty is looking for the Void Prison. Yep, they're getting one shot through. Garrosh throws in. That's an interaction that you might not know yet, but Garrosh can actually throw those pumpkins in. Another one gets through on his own. And that's 2 that they just got in as well. 21 against 32. What's happening, Granit Gaming? This is not quite what they envisioned for game number 1. I can tell you that much, especially not after they got that combo off. Fury has to be a little bit more careful, but then again, there's already the Zeratul damage against Taluf. He gets dropped, well, in HP a little bit. I mean, he's not going to fall here. Then again, with Jaina coming in and slowing him down, he might actually. Isolation, there's the drag, there's Garrosh trying to go in for that. Taluf, on the other hand, is low, but so is Jaina. They don't have to go for the Ancestral yet. Taluf is down and Liming obliterates at the same time. Jaina, and now Zeratul is dead too. Again, the positive trade for Go Next. What happened here? Go Next is one of the teams that really struggled hard so far in Division S, and Granit Gaming has just won everything. And now we are seeing the exact opposite from what a lot of people expected here. 8 kills against 2, level 13 talents on the board. They have the massive lead and they just don't get that combo through at all. They're looking for the kills, they're looking for the setup around Zeratul, and every single time they're moving in, the taunt on Garrosh is just ruining this day. And Kelvin is starting to get one Li Ming combo after another off. They're playing it aggressive now and try to get both of the altars, because they're obviously also realizing that as long as they're ahead here, they kind of have to try and push that advantage even more. Yeah, here comes the wave created. Interrupt already. Need to be careful with this though. 5 shots are already fired. Abathar sits down at the bottom of the map. Abathar needs to be careful. This could actually attack him. Gets the copy in, and where's the Void Prison? They need the VP right now. Only it's one. Only it's one, but they need the kill. And they get it. Insta blow up. Insta blow up against Jimmy. Didn't even need a second here. Double Jaina right now coming in from the side. The slows against Wit are strong, but the pumpkin shots are also coming into the core now. 14 against 32. Massive, massive problem at this point for Granit Gaming. They have the 13 talents finally. That gives us the Soma transference. That's a good one. At the same time, Zeratul again with the mending strikes. But here comes the attack against Rhaegar. And even the Self Ancestral doesn't go through. Go Next is dumpstering on Granit Gaming. They are absolutely dumpstering on them right now. The bell tower has finally been reclaimed. That's at least one little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. But damn, that game is not going well for Granit at all. Now this is Towers of Doom. This is Towers. So that means obviously a comeback is always possible here. You win a team fight, you gain momentum, and all of a sudden it's a really different story. But right now, with level 16 around the corner for Go Next, if they just continue the way they play here and are that coordinated throughout the entire one, they're going to be a great spot. Again, the problem here. Tai silenced down. Tai is getting absolutely shit on here. And here comes the reclaim of the bell tower. They have level 16 talents, they drop the Hyperion, they're like, well, if you want to fight, we are happy to fight. You can take this. One checkmate move after another. It's actually impressive what Go Next is currently doing here. And the setup around Zeratul, around Diablo, and around Jaina is just not working out at all. Which is also because we're seeing Go Next actually split really well whenever they see Zeratul coming. Whenever they have an inkling that he's nearby, they're usually splitting so that he doesn't get too many people caught in the Void Prison. And you could see that in the earlier kill against Jimmy. It was only a single hero that got actually taken there. So now with a triple altar on, this could be game. I mean, this could be game. It's unlikely that they're going to get all 3 altars. But again, even if you just get 2, you're all of a sudden putting your opponent on 4 points on the core, and that's a boss, and that's it. Like, this is an issue. Like, this is a massive problem. If we're close to Granit Gaming losing game number 1. They're getting the channel at the top right. Bottom is channeled by Jimmy. So that's 5 versus 3 shots already fired. Single digits. Taluf goes for the position as well. Everybody else is moving in too. Tai is still looking, and nope, 5 shots fired. Bam, there we go. Core down to 4. You take the boss, you take the game. And they're already sitting around the boss. They're already waiting. They know, oh my god, if Tai falls here, then it's just over. Nice setup. Now they're trying to go in again. This time Lauber with the engage against Diablo. And they're still sitting here. That's the problem for Granit Gaming. They can't allow the boss to be taken. They have to check. They need to check every now and then. Isolation against Dibbles. The drag misses, but they're going for Jaina. And Jaina nearly gets murdered. Gets the ring through. Li Ming is down. That might be the play right there. Jaina dies too, but if they can get the kills, and they do, that might be it. Apocalypse can't be used because Dibbles is caught as well. But they get the kill against Malfury, and they should get more out of this too. At least Jimmy has to fall here, and Jimmy actually dies. Ooh, 3 kills against 1. A bit of momentum for Granit Gaming. They would have had a chance to go for the massive combo with the Apocalypse, but Diablo got caught in the Void Prison as well, together with the 3 remaining heroes of Go Next. Right now, though, that's an opportunity. Yeah, Taluf sees it, but what you gonna do? There's nothing that you can do at this point. You have to let this one slide. They have 26 points on the core, so that's still totally fine. Boss is taken. It's not only important to take the boss for the 4 shots fired. That's one thing, of course, where you're working towards equalizing the score a little bit, but the more important part is you take it off the map as a tool. You take it off the map as a tool so your opponent can't sneak it in at any point. And now they have to actually engage into this, despite the fact that they don't hold the bell tower here. They can try and get a bit of damage onto the bell tower by simply obliterating those minion waves, but they need to win the fight right now. And Void Prison is down for another 30 seconds. Jimmy's on the way back, and the copy on Abathar is down for another 14. They need to buy a little bit of time. If they can buy time here, then maybe they can make a play, but it's not looking good. In comes Taluf, they're throwing Diablo again. 2 points against 22 on the core, and Dehaka gets barely saved. Oh god, that was a good play by Wit. Taluf was in trouble, and Wit saved his ass right there. But now we're having the combo back up. Combo is back up. Tai knows that if he gets the choke point Void Prison, this time they're going to get the value. And he's already about to jump in. He sees it, he uses it, and that is the combo. Garrosh is already down. APOC value, baby. And that's the double, that's the triple, that's the quad kill. No, yes. Down goes Malfurion. And now they have it. They can take the bell tower back before they channel. They can take that bell tower back before they go for the channel. They're already starting to steal the camps here. 2 points on the core against 22, and look at experience. It has completely shifted. Experience has completely shifted. Not sure if I agree with that, to be honest. Interesting. I would have at least waited for that to happen. Interesting move from Lauper. I'm not quite sure why they didn't wait for this one to be reclaimed. That would have been one additional point of the core. Maybe it's not going to play a role, but if it does, then he's going to bite himself in the ass here. Either way, Abathais are pushing out the top lane with the Symbiote too, and we are looking at level 20 now. Level 20 has just been picked. And that's also the cold snap. That's again the cooldown reduction that you get here as well. Big part of that setup. And all of a sudden, I mean, again, you have 2 points on the core, so you can't allow for any mistakes any longer. But they have a 1.5 level lead in terms of level 20. So go next. They are not out of this yet. This is Towers of Doom after all. It is an insane map. It is a crazy map. And it's 4 versus 4 points on the bell towers. 4 versus 4 bell towers. A little bit of pressure here in the middle. They're setting up a bit of a trap. Trying to hope that someone is moving in here. And super passive. I mean, just look at Go Next. They're sitting there. And Go Next communication really has to be, listen guys, just play this safe. Don't make any stupid moves. Play as safe as you can. There's nothing on the map right now. We have 19 points on the core. Get level 20. Be patient. And we'll be fine. Just be patient. And don't start stacking kills and feed. But Granit Gaming therefore has to also move in. And they're doing that exactly at the bot lane. And they're going to claim that bell tower. And the more important part is they have the combo back up. Their combo is back up again. And the bell tower has been taken. So now we're having another one claiming at the bot. It's 5 shots going to be fired against Go Next. There's no way they're going to fight for this one. No way. Losing out on the bell tower here and not being in a position where you can re-tap at the fountain, where you don't have level 20 talents. Obviously, Jaina is going to get a free pass for this one. Yeah, that's going to be 5 shots. Easily fired. No problem with that. 14 against 2 points on the core. And Go Next is still fine. Go Next is still fine. Losing the bell tower at the bot lane, that definitely hurts. That's definitely a nuisance, don't get me wrong. But they're still in a position where they say, guys, even if we get a single altar here from here on out, even if you only take a boss, it's okay. Bell tower pressure at the bot lane, that's something that they want to relieve eventually. Taluf, on the other hand, oh my god, that was a perfect setup, but they still get the walls done. The essence, and they get dragged in. Taluf gets away and is actually able to nearly also, well, not drop Lauer, but they put a bit of pressure on him. But it was important that he survives. And now they have the level 20 talents. And with that, we're seeing Reyna now with the Indomitable Resolve right there. Cooldown reduction for him as well. And they're going straight in and take that bell tower. Or drop it so low that they will have an easy time taking it. Void Prison. Oh, the 3-man. This could be it. The boy. Oh, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. Down goes Mouth, and they go for Garrosh. And that's another double kill right there. 14 against 2. The points on the core still. And now they are down for a bit longer, and we still have a couple of camps on the map. Again, Granit Gaming cannot allow for a single misstep at this point. Not one. You make one mistake and you're in trouble. And guys, look at the setup. If you take boss and you take the 2 altars, it's over. They're thinking about it. You know they are. But obviously, Go Next has to check. Go Next has to check. Zeratul is there. He's watching out for it too. He knows that they can't allow the opponent to sneak this one. Abathar is the one that they can send to the altars to claim that. Yeah, Rhaegar's already taken the one down at the bottom. There's camps pushing here as well. That's another big issue. That's 5 shots fired. Make that 10. As the second one keeps on coming as well. There's 9 points on the core against 2. 4 against 2. There's a triple moving in right there. And up to the top, we're having boss committed too. Yeah, Garrosh is still dead. Oh my god, Liming. Oh wow, gets away. Here's the Hyperion, the upgraded one. The copy on Jaina. They go for the boss. They have the combo not ready yet, but the Ring of Frost is. And they go in. Zeratul is dead though. Zeratul is dead. Liming, but the shots are fired and that is game. Granit Gaming turns it around with 2 points on the core. And they win game number 1. Holy shit. Alterac Pass. Game number 2. Granit Gaming somehow turned the last map around. We had 22 points on the core against 2. and they made it work. And that is just the power of getting momentum in the late game on Towers of Doom. And you could really tell that once that these Void Prisons just kept coming and the follow-up was there with a combo, it became really difficult for Go Next to play against that. So really, really difficult to get anything done from their perspective. Granit Gaming again with the ban against the Nubarak here. Abathur gets banned. It is Alterac Pass after all, so they're just saying, okay, on a map this big, we're not gonna deal with Abathur, that ain't happening. Still, Maiev and Zeratul are two heroes that we have to kinda watch out for here again. Already calculations being made. Will we ban this? They ban that. What are they gonna get rid of? I like the Garrosh plays a lot from mid in the last game, but they ban out Hanzo. So which means that Go Next can either ban Zeratul or Maiev. Unless they're willing to take one of the two for themselves, then they can leave both open and simply ban something else instead. But they're banning Maiev out. They're saying, hey, if you want to have Zeratul again, that's okay. That's absolutely okay. And there it is. Second time in a row. Think about that for a second. After game 1, again, the map comes into play too, right? But after game 1, considering that the map is so big, they're just looking at this and they're saying, despite the fact that this just happened, we fear Abathur more than we fear your Zeratul. And to be fair, Tai didn't really have an easy game at the beginning, and I like the Tyrael choice here. Because Tyrael is just simply saying, okay guys, listen, if you want to go for the combo again, by all means, get your Diablo, get your Jaina. We have Tyrael this time. Now we have a Sanctification. You get the combo, we get the Sanct through, and we're going to negate the entire value there. And that's something that Granit Gaming has to really think about right now. Can we still make it work? Can we control Tyrael enough so that he doesn't get the Sanctification through? Or how do we play this right now? And they're picking Tyrande for Henning, and they pick Jaina. They let Diablo slide for now. They're saying, okay, we still want the Void Prison with Jaina. Jaina in general, great with the wave clear, and of course other things too. But on top of that, we prefer to have Tyrande here. So Diablo gets banned out. It's not the full combo. It's still pretty solid damage. An insane blow up, obviously. What do you ban out now? I mean, with Malfurion taken, Tyrael, then you can still also think, okay, is there a hero that really annoys us on this map? Dehaka, Globals could be banned out. Tracer's another hero that you have to worry about. Because, well, Malfurion works well with Tracer, the Tyrael shield helps her too. But now we have Globals up, and this is a huge map. So we could see that Dehaka pick on the side of Go Next, and I'm just trying to play the map a little bit. I wonder if it's really one of those maps where you could even go for the bird. Or just simply play ETC on the side of Granit Gaming and use him as a side laner. There's the Haka. Yeah, the global. That doesn't shock me at all. Genji gets also now taken. And my question is it ETC? Are we going to see ETC with a stage dive to mirror the Haka? Because if that's a big map, and your opponent gets into the late game and opens the map up, you could be in a lot of trouble if you don't have a global to deal with him. I think it has to be ETC. No, Mal'Ganis? And Imperius. Okay, no global for them. But still, a lot of setups. That's actually the same amount of setups. Nightcore comes in, sleeps them. You have Fury also with a stun. Tyrande with a follow-up. You can use Wrath, deliver the target in the backline. That's a really tricky setup that they're going up against right now. Oh boy. Go Next. They really need the value in this point. That is sick city here. And what's the last pick? They need more damage. Is it going to be full resets with the Li Ming? Nope, it's Jimmy instead. Alright, game number 2. Granit Gaming is already in the lead. Go Next on Alterac Pass. They're going to try and make it work here with the setup they have and tie this series up. It is Division S, our best of 5, heading into game number 2. Game number 2. Go Next against Granit Gaming. Kelvin on the left side with Genji. Skynox on Malfurion. We have Toulouf on Dehaka, Wit on Tyrael, and Servas on Reyna. On the right side, Granit Gaming, the boys with Lauber, this time on Mal'Ganis, going into the Vampiric Aura on level 1 right away. We're having Henning on Tyrande, Svampgrotta on Jaina, Tai on Zeratul, and Fury on Imperius. So they're still playing around the combo with a Void Prison setup for the Ring of Frost. But to be honest with you, they have a lot more setups than only that. I mean, Imperious' stun with a lunge alone is fantastic if you want to set a stun for Henning up with his Tyrande. Furor going a little bit for a blind one there. And then the Jaina damage behind that is insane. To be honest, I don't really think I've seen this exact composition the way that it exists on the red team so far. But it is going, like in my head when I look at it, it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. So let's see how that's going to work out for them. But if they just coordinate that well, if Lauber moves in, starts sleeping a couple of heroes, they use Imperious to jump in there, I just see dead people everywhere. In that sense, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be quite something. I mean, either way, let's have a little bit of a look of how the game goes. Tai was controlled really well in the last series, but overall, this is a typical sense of I see dead people. But okay, so with that said, we're currently having, in terms of talents, pretty much what you would expect. Little exceptions. The tissue regeneration has been claimed. The ace in the hole, obviously, for Jimmy. Yeah, seeing besides that, also Imperious with the standard build going for Burn the Impure here. Camps are now taken by both teams. We are on Alterac Pass. It's not a map that we're really seeing too often. But yeah, up to the top lane. Fury is dealing with the Haka. It's a little bit of a slower setup here at the beginning of the game, I'd say. There's a lot of heroes with a lot of mobility on the side of Go Next. And the targets that you normally would go for if you are Granit Gaming are especially Malfury and Reyna. Genji obviously when he oversteps, but thanks to the deflect, he's always a bit of an elusive target. We have to be very, very careful. I thought if he overjumps though, that could have been bad for him. Stun comes in just as the level 4 drops into their hands. Okay. And down to the bottom of the map, that's where we are still seeing that Tai. Tai had a weird game in game 1. In the early game, he was just too eager to prove himself. At least it felt that way. And he went too deep, and that happens here again. So just as we talk about it, it happens once more. Didn't pay enough attention here, and then all of a sudden gets taken out. When he had to deliver in the later stage of the game, he definitely did. But you can tell that despite all the praise that we had for him in the past, there's still a few things where he definitely needs to learn to be a little bit more cautious. And also, yeah, to not feel he has to prove himself all the time. It's the first blood for Go Next, so they get the first blood here. The top lane in the meantime, Fury and Taluf are still fighting it out, but the first objective is now going to spawn in just a few seconds. And already the move down to the bot lane from both. I mean, Henning can interrupt, of course, with Tyrande to an extent all the time here. But yeah, that said, level 4 talent ready for both of them, and all ready at this time. They interrupt, but they got the channel through. The channel got completed, so they have a little bit of a startup. Henning is trying to interrupt that again, does that, stops it for now. And top side, we had Imperious actually move back. Zeratul took over for a short duration. And at the bottom of the map, still the dance around. It's mostly the blue team that is actually trying to force the issue here. I've seen games where legitimately for minutes nobody even cared about the objective and they were just pushing the lanes instead and playing around them. So you're not necessarily always forced to go into that right away, and you can definitely delay that a lot. Bosses, of course, are going to be coming up soon too, and once those bosses are in play, that's another factor that you have to consider in a lot of the moves, especially later in the game. 7 is ready, a bit quicker for the team in blue. And especially with the setup that Granit Gaming has around heroic abilities, for them the level 10 is going to be incredibly important. It's not only the potential Wrath on Imperious on the 10 that can have a huge impact. I mean, we've seen in the past how a hero gets just picked, pushed into the back line, and then Tyrande's stun is right there with the damage output and just blows that hero to pieces. So that's going to be a huge asset as a combo, and we've talked already and seen it in action, the setup around Zeratul plus Jaina. So that's another one to consider here, that we could see in the game then too. For now, Lauber is still dancing around here, and you can tell they're not really interested in the objective just yet. They're like, well, we can't really take these fights, we don't really want to take these fights either. Normal build this time for Tai, by the way, so the Rending Cleave is right there. It's a lot more damage out through that talent now too. Down at the bottom of the map, so we're having them again starting to push in here. There's very little happening. There's a little bit of skirmishes every now and then, a little bit of a brawl there, but there's no real commitments on either side. We're having now the Black Claws taken from Alganis. The extra damage deal, the fueled by Torment, pretty much the standard talent on level 4. But outside of those, nothing too crazy. The team is totally happy to just like take camps, push the lanes through, go for a couple of towers, nothing more than that, and just playing it around level 10 before they're engaging into any real action here. But we're having we're having actually Imperius sitting at the side, gets the hit, the stun, and that's mass damage against Kelvin. Good Nature's Cure here, keeping Genji alive. That's exactly part of that combo that we've been mentioning during the draft that can definitely hurt them here a lot. Alright. With that said though, the rotations are still in, and now we're talking 10. Now we're talking level 10 obviously. So at this point we're going to see how this is going to work out for them. We have Wit here, we have Skynox on the bot lane, level 10 abilities, nearly ready, slight lead currently for the blue team, and they're trying to use that to get the advantage on the objective once more. Coming in here with Gorta being low. The 10 is there. Are they committing? Not yet, but there's the stun combo. And that could be the kill, and barely the miss from Fury. He only hits one target, was looking for 2. Tai, on the other hand, could interrupt. Sits still absolutely straight there. Gets the hit, gets the Void Prison, and it's time for the ring, baby. And they miss the combo. Oh my god. The combo not completed. And now we're having the big action against Granit, but no, Imperius locks them down, turns it around there. Objective is still up. They're trying to make the setup against Wit. The stuns are coming in, but this time they don't connect. 1 kill is all they got for their efforts, but with a 3-man Void Prison, I honestly expected them to absolutely go for the triple here and just shoot Go Next into the next life. Yeah. That was a bit of a wake-up call right there. That was a bit of a wake-up call, I would say, for Go Next to not stack up like this. It's really the play and the dance that you have to play around the Zeratul on this level all the time. You just have to make sure that you're never really stacking in a way that he can get multiple people with a Void Prison. Which is incredibly difficult, to be honest. I mean, it's really tough. You're in this weird setup where you don't want to be alone because you could be isolated by other heroes and then burst it down, but at the same time you can't stack because that might be the setup that Zeratul needs to completely annihilate your team. So you have to be extremely cautious around this, and it's a very difficult style to perfect. So they got the objective for now. Actually working on their proccers here a little bit. Tai is already coming in for extra damage. Wrath could be used still, they have that available. And they make the play for Wit, and that could be the dead Tyrael. He gets away, wow, again. And here comes Genji. Wants to kill against Zeratul. Zeratul dodges it for the time, but then he jumps straight into Reyna, and Reyna delivers the final blow. They're making the play for Grota, but he gets away, is able to survive here as Lauba is still desperately trying to get a counter kill, but instead it's Imperius who falls against Genji, and now we have also the setup against Mal'Ganis himself, the triple kill against Granit Gaming, as we are seeing Go Next with the advantage early on in the game. And Kelvin, I have no idea how he survived. Wit and Kelvin, both of them were so incredibly low for such a long time, and they somehow made it. Sanctification comes in, Grota survives, he got the connect here against the Haka, but the objective, look how close this is. 2.1 seconds, but they still lose out on it. It's the blue team that gets the objective. Tai was looking for a kill with not only Tyrael, but also Genji the entire time being so incredibly low. They felt they should have gotten a couple of kills, but they don't get a single one. They want to get the one against, well, at least Jimmy, but they don't even get that because of the movement speed advantage through Tyrael and the shield that he provides too. It's a dicey setup, and it's incredibly close, but it just didn't work out for Granit Gaming. And Go Next now with 4 kills against 1. They're going to be the ones trying to push these lanes out. There's already the objective starting to move into every single lane, trying to take those structures down. Imperius is dealing with the top lane. Down here, they're going to try and burn that down as quickly as they can. Tai again with the dance in, a little bit of extra damage. It's an incredible volatile match right now. Players are all over the place, and oh my god, the Haka with the solo kill against Imperius up at the top lane, down to the bottom of the map. The push is still in. At least the objective got taken out, but just look at this setup for Granit Gaming again. Once more, they find themselves behind. 5 kills against 1, and the Haka just took down the top 4. They got the kill against Imperius, and is pushing it even further towards the keep itself. It's bad news, honestly, for Granit Gaming. But we've seen that before. We've seen them struggle in game number 1, and then they started the comeback. I'm honestly not quite sure if I'm a little bit disappointed from Granit Gaming or if I'm just impressed by how well Go Next plays here all of a sudden. they definitely are stepping it up. Even if you would argue that Granit Gaming might have a bit of an off day and not play on with their normal performance, we're actually seeing a really nice game on the side of Go Next here. They're playing way more coordinated than they usually do. Maybe a little bit too aggressive, as Malfurion has to pay for it. And it looks like we could see another kill against, well, Genji. Scratch that. It's Genji. So he just jumped away. But the boss is open right now. So it's a really interesting one. I still don't know if Go Next can win this series, but I gotta admit that they feel stronger than they did in previous games. So whatever they're currently doing to improve, it seems to be working. Granit Gaming played a series yesterday against Team Russia where they also succeeded in taking them down, granted with 2 sub-players, but still, right now, they are still behind. They get the boss and they're doing whatever they can to start that comeback here, but they have definitely lost some ground on the map. And Dehaka, of course, as the global hero that he is going to be continuously pushing right now the top lane. This is the problem with a big map. It's the exact reason why I said earlier in the draft that I could see ETC being picked. Lauba is known for his ETC play. They like to play a lot with stage dive to mirror Dehaka movements on the map. And considering that this is a big, big map, I absolutely expect that ETC to be a choice. Stage dive to be chosen to go up against Dehaka, but so far they're not playing that particular style. We're still seeing Tai here in the middle. So far 9 stacks, by the way, on Tyranda's level 4 talent. 16 is starting to close in for Go Next, but we're seeing the lanes pushed out. And I mean, the boss gets some damage, and he's not going to be able to take down that fort completely, but already getting solid damage in there, and that is up for grabs. Can take that a little bit later, but the objective is up now. Tai is still dancing around the old ruins here, seeing if Wit comes in. He's looking at potential damage against him, but there's the 16. Tandem Rat immediately being chosen, then the Tunneling Claws also committed to. Swift Strike build so far. Here comes the engage against Taluf. Do they have the damage though? That's the bigger question. It doesn't look like it. But the objective is up. Mid lane getting pressured here as well, by the camp taken earlier. So I'm actually seeing Granit Gaming starting to take quite a little bit of space on the map. They're not able to take this one down here yet, and well, Jaina has to rotate. She can't wait any longer for another round of cooldowns. So the fort is, at least for now, still alive. But it comes down to the question again, where's the Void Prison? Where's the Ring of Frost? Where's the setup? And they're looking at it. They're going for Wit, and he's low. And he can't be too low. I mean, he is the tank at the front. He needs to have at least a little bit of sustain left to help his team out, playing around the shields here. But the longer this lasts, the more value Dehaka is going to get. And Taluf is waiting for the burrow into the team fight. But this is just time that they have that Granit doesn't. And Granit is trying to get some different value on the map here. They're simply going for the camp. They have Jaina, and Jaina is insane on the wave clear this late in the game. She's fantastic. And she takes that camp single-handedly, whereas Zeratul has rotated to the bot lane to ensure that not only the fort stays in play, but also that they get this experience. They can't fall too far behind. But the dance in the middle hasn't stopped. We're still seeing the teams both being in that position. And the damage output here, as you can see, 23,000 for Zeratul. And the cleave that we're now getting, thanks to the Void Slash on 16, is of course going to highlight that even more as the game continues. He's already looking for it again. He wants to get the hits. It's all about the interaction also between Zeratul and Tyrael, of course. Sanctification can ruin any combo. Yep, they already got the channel on the objective, so now it's time for Go Next to make their play. Massive setup against Tyrael. The Sanct already used. They can't use it against the combo anymore. That's the time for Tai to look for the Void Prison. In comes Genji with this ult already committed to. There's a lot of ults committed, and they didn't get anything out of it yet. There comes the Carrion Swarm, and that's the time for Tai to see if he gets the blink in and gets the VP. Nope, it's a Ring of Frost even without it, and the insta-kill against Malfurion in the choke point. Tai sets it up, Fury moves into it too, and they're going to be looking for the next kill. And there is Tyrael, just dropped. Absolutely dropped. Tyrael got slaughtered, slammed into the ground. And that's the end of Genji. He gets a kill against Zeratul, that's at least something, but it's a 1-for-3 trade, and despite the fact that all of them are low, that's just not enough damage output right now. And that's an objective right there. Granit Gaming is again back in it. The mid fort, they have to defend it. Svamgora is already on the chase, is already making sure that they're getting the XP here. But this one is not going to be stopped. Not with 3 heroes down. Yeah, that's the first objective for them. And let's see how much they're going to get out of this. at the top lane. First of all, Lauber is already taking position against Dehaka at the bottom of the map. Jimmy doesn't really stand too far out. They don't have vision on a lot of the heroes, so they need to be careful with this. This one is going to fall easy peasy. And now the only question is, how much value does Granit Gaming get with this? Objectives on this map can be incredibly powerful. And here comes Jaina. They're splitting on the map. Lauber has taken the top. This one is pushing through. Dehaka is sitting there. He's going to be the one defending. But they're moving through the middle. They're moving through the bottom. And they're obviously trying to see if they can maybe get keep with this. Keep would be the dream. Forcing a fight would be fantastic. If they can make any of these plays, that would exactly be it. And they're focusing on the bottom of the map. With everybody else from Go Next being all the way up at the top, they're focusing on the bottom of the map right now. Breaking through, getting the lead in experience, and trying to get the first keep. And since we have bosses and not an actual core on the map, this is one of those instances where the armor gets reduced when you take that down. And this is an easy keep at that. Can they get more? Void Prison is ready. They could go for the setup. Sanctification is ready too, so you have to respect Tyrael in this case. They're going in for tie. So far the defense is there, but the first keep has fallen. 19, there we go. Oh, zipping away from the stun. Close call, isolation against Zeratul. They got that, but they don't get more. And that's cooldowns burned. The boss is also losing a couple of hit points here, but of course on this map you recover those hit points very quickly on your core. And yes, 19 is so close. Go Next is aggressive because they don't want to go up against the 19. And Zeratul jumps in again, does a bit of damage, jumps out immediately. And they're looking for it. Look at Wit, he's so low on his Tyrael. Up at the top, Lauber is already trying to make the play here for Genji, who barely moves out, barely gets away. Body blocking a little bit, the lunge comes in to close the distance with Fury. And still the experience getting soaked by Dehaka. Dehaka is the one that keeps them back, brings them back in XP. But Dehaka might also be the one who dies now. He might have stayed too long there. The rest of the team is close though. And it's all about the 20. And they're already going for the boss at the bottom. They're trying to end the game right there. They're trying to end the game with this. They will have level 20 talents. Granit Gaming is looking to finish the game right now. The boss at the bot lane, it won't be contested. There we have it. The Seeker, Swarm, the Cold Snap once again. We're seeing the Valorous Pursuit. And this is going to be the push for game. Or is it? Because they're actually moving back and trying to defend that top lane instead. Okay, they let the boss go for now. But it's definitely going to force them to defend. So instead, are they going to make the play for the top? It's actually interesting. They don't want to risk it. It's actually interesting that they don't want to risk to lose the game here. It's 20 versus 20. But since everybody is showing on the map now, we're having an early defense. But what are you going to get out of that boss? You get a free defense in the middle, you get a free defense at the top, but they're not going for the boss top side yet. They're going for the objective instead. Alright, fair enough. And means we have also Life Bloom now. Okay, the dragon becomes me. Has also been claimed. Battle Arena for Tyrael. We're seeing the old with the Contagio. No, the Essence Claw. Essence Claw has been chosen for Dehaka. Gets the extra slow and gets the extra essence gain. That boss didn't really do a lot, but the boss is still on the core. Has done a little bit of damage, as they're still fighting here. It's something that they don't want to let go just now. Boss has been defeated though. They might have just low already as it arrived. But this could be the final setup. Is the Void Prison going to be there? They're making the play with the Sanctification. Void Prison is there already. And here comes the Ring of Frost. And they try to make the play for Jimmy, but he survives. They go in once again. Dehaka low. Look at Kelvin. Ooh, Tai goes down again, and the drag connects against Fury for a moment. Nice moves by Lauber though, but Imperius himself stays just way too long, and now he's also dead. Double kill against Granit Gaming, and Go Next, they go for the triple, and they are getting Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis is down, but this is bad news. In the mid lane, the keep is severely damaged. Might even fall. Dehaka is trying to prevent the worst. At the same time, the boss is being attacked. They're gonna get the objective eventually, of course, but this is still trouble. I mean, Dehaka is moving in, but that core is down, and that is even less armor now on the big raid boss here on the core, and it takes more and more damage. And they're already trying, of course, to get some counter value down to the bottom. Fort eliminated. Boom, going straight in. 9 kills against 5. They've done fantastic in this game when it comes to team fights. Way better. Zeratul just absolutely suffering in game 1, in game 2. Had a couple of fantastic Void Prisons, but just not enough here. Boss again needs to be careful. They need to keep an eye on this. This is still not going to threaten it too much, but eventually this is going to become a problem, so you need to be cautious here. And now that the objective comes in, the only question that remains is how much damage can Go Next actually do. They've lost 2 of their keeps already. Can they at least take 1? Can they maybe get more? That's the question. 2 lanes are missing forts. The mid lane still has the fort in play too. Zeratul still with max damage here. 40,000 also on the side of Jaina. 53 for Jimmy. And here they come. And there's the setup though. They're trying to make the play for Wit. Wit is low and moves out for now. But that's 50% HP already gone. And Malfury is of course starting to heal that out. Zeratul still in the middle, trying to get the damage in as quickly as they can. They're trying to burn that down. That's the first one to arrive. That's the easy burn right there. Zip, objective gone. 0 value. Nothing. Nada. Niente. Down to the bottom on the other hand. This is the big one. And they find Imperius. They find Imperius. And it's just lunging away. Lunging away for now. Top keep. They might have to sacrifice it. Down here. That one gets burned as well. That keep gets burned easy peasy. Zeratul is already on his way to the top lane. That objective is gone. No value here. No value for them at the bottom of the map either. It's all about the top lane now. Zeratul against Dehaka. That's what we're seeing there. But the keep is gone. 1 keep down. 1 keep eliminated. Taluf on the other hand. Taluf? Yeah, he needs to be careful here. A lot of damage against him. On the other side of the map though, we still have the keep being attacked. And of course, over here, you still need to respect this. This is going to put some damage in, but again, with 2 keeps still alive, that means you have 2 armor signs still up. There's a ton of armor still on that boss, and it's going to recover its health quite quickly. That game is down to the wire again. Oh, fantastic series. I like it. Really, really good series here. First game close, second game looking exactly the same. 1 boss up on the map, second one spawning in 26 seconds. A couple of additional cams are also up here. And still an advantage for Go Next. They still have the upper hand here. It's only by a keep, but still, it's there. Turan hasn't died yet. 3 heroes that haven't died yet. Turan, Jaina, and Jimmy. It's actually insane that Jimmy hasn't fallen once. Considering the setup, that he hasn't been caught one time, is actually kind of crazy. Fury with a lunge the entire time, and he didn't really have a lot of good ults that came through. Which again, is a lot of credit to Go Next as they're playing quite nicely around it, but look how cautious everybody is right now. Well, and as I say that in the middle, okay, Wit is just using the mobility. Objective is up. 23 minutes into Alderac Pass. And that objective is likely going to be the last one of the game. Are we going to see the team fight? Just look at this, just dancing around the entire time, looking for an opportunity, looking for the kill. Trying to see if they can bait a cooldown. Bait one of the big ones. And top lane is starting to be a bit of a concern. That is just cam after cam spawning, and they will have to deal with this. That might actually be a little bit too dicey. That's a quick boss move, and they're too late. They are too late. The blue team is too late. They might have sniffed it out now, but they're just now moving in. And that's not happening. Nope. They're going to take the boss. Tyrael is not going to be able to claim this. Top lane is still a problem, as I said before, but they can now try and end through the boss at the bottom of the map. The question is, how much does that do? Alright. First catapult. First one. Well, catapult radar thingy is taken down. Second one is going to fall as well. That is not going to die. Too much armor still available. In the meantime, we're seeing the play for Dehaka, and once again, Granit Gaming, they want to get the game right here. They already made the comeback happen in the first game, and now they're doing the exact same thing on map number 2. Go Next looked so good on map number 1. We had on Towers of Doom 22 points on the core against 2, and Granit Gaming still won the game. And now, once again, despite the fact that in team fights and kills, Go Next is leading. Here we have Granit Gaming again with 2 keeps already gone, with the boss trying to make the play down here, going straight for the core. And you have to win. You have to take it, or your core is gonna regain the hit points, obviously. They're waiting for the plays here. Void Prison is still up. Here comes the Twilight Dream. They're making the play, and Malfurion is dead. Malf is down. There comes the immediate VP after the battle arena. They go for Jimmy, and Jimmy is about to die. Jimmy goes down, and that should be the end of the game right there. Reyna has fallen, so has Dehaka, and the boss is down to 2,000 hit points. This is game. Granit Gaming with another victory as they take the 2-0 lead in the best of 5. Game number 3. Granit Gaming is somehow doing it over and over again. I honestly feel bad for Go Next. I honestly do. It's one of those things where I just look at the games and the way that they go, and you have a 2-0 lead for Granit Gaming, and you ask yourself, okay, how exactly does that happen? Game number 1, Towers of Doom. 22 points against 2, massive lead for Go Next. And then it's not even because Go Next throws, it's more so Granit Gaming all of a sudden gets their shit together and gets one Void Prison set up after another. So really, really well done there. And they turn it around. Then you look at game number 2, and it just feels like Go Next has a bit of an upper hand in every single team fight. They get away with Genji multiple times on nearly no HP. They get away with Wit, who played out of his mind again. I would say that Wit on the front line is doing an insane job, actually. I loved his Garrosh on map number 1. His Tyrael on the second map was pretty solid too. But it's again Granit Gaming that wins the map, so it's a 2-0. And if you're in the shoes of Go Next, you would probably sit there and just see like, oh my god, like what the hell is going on there? Think about this for a moment. They probably went into the series and said, alright guys, even if we lose, let's just make sure that we play a good series and take a few maps. And then they come in and say like, okay, this is going a lot better than expected. And all of a sudden they get butted in those games. It's honestly, yeah, kind of sad. The Zeratul ban this time from Granit Gaming. Ty is done with this. He is done with Zeratul. He's like, yeah, this is not my day. Give me my Liming, give me my Tracer, give me something here, but just like get that Zeratul away from me. Part of it is obviously that the first ban and first pick has switched over. But now that we're on Dragonshire, we have Tyrande and Nuburak on the side of Granit Gaming. And Hanzo together with Tyrael and Malfurion for Go Next. So, let's see. Granit is there. With a ban. What do you ban out here? Top lane. The Hacker. I don't know, I kind of miss the times where you always had like the layer defense with the bunker plus the sanctification. I kind of enjoyed that a lot. So, I don't know. I have always Blaze still high up on my list when I think about this, but he doesn't play a big role here anymore. He's still getting picked. I mean, we've seen him three times today in the Gold League. A bit earlier today in the early morning stream. Actually, that stream has been going on until now. We're going 8 hours of casting and still going strong here. There's the ban against Liming, by the way. Go Next is very well aware that outside of Zeratul and Tracer, there's another hero that Ty is kind of known for, and that hero is Liming. So, yep, ban that out quickly. No more resets, no more poke. So that's already good. But with that, what is Granit Gaming going for? Rexa and Junkrat. What is Ty gonna play here? We've seen him on Malthael quite a few times, but it doesn't really feel like this is a game where he's gonna play Malthael. Instead, he played Malthael, Thrall. Thrall would maybe fit. You could play a Thrall here in addition to what they already have. Full melee, Junkrat the only range though. I mean, Jimmy is still up. Could see Jimmy. Not quite sure if I have ever seen him on Jimmy. Genji again, and Thrall is taken away already. Alright, that leaves his Malthael. That leaves Jimmy if they want to go for the range damage. I think he played Orphea one time. What's Ty gonna go for? Last pick for them. Could be the last map now. Dragonshire requires a lot of coordination too. What is Ty gonna play for Granit Gaming in this potential last game? Or is Go Next gonna start to win this now and start a comeback here in the best of 5 series on Division S? Orphea. Alright, it is time to shine. Ladies and gentlemen, Go Next against Granit Gaming. Game number 3. Game number 3 as Go Next heads into Dragonshire. On the left side in blue, Skynox on Malfurion. Wit on Tyrael. We have Kelvin on Genji, Zavas on Hanzo, and Taluf on Thrall. And over to the right side of the map, Granit Gaming playing with Henning on Tyrande. Once again, I mean, it is his go-to hero, and for good reason. Svamkrota on Rexa. Okay. Actually playing the melee hero since Fury switched to Junkrat. Ty still on Orphea, but Lauba with Beetles on level 1 heading into his Nuburak game. The first one in this particular series. So yeah, with this actually starting to head into our third map. This could also be the last map of the best of 5. feel a little bad for Go Next, how things are going so far, but maybe they can start the comeback here. They definitely deserve a map win. I mean, they definitely deserve at least a map win, if not one. And I'm actually sure that if they would have played with the same level of performance against other teams that are maybe a little bit lower in the standings, they would have had a very good chance of winning a series as well. But as it stands, we are seeing them now down 0-2, which makes the comeback incredibly difficult, but not really impossible. We've seen it in the past. Top lane, Misha, currently playing. Swampgrota sitting there. And already kept... I mean, this is always the risk on Dragonshire. The bear's already down. On Dragonshire and other maps, Genji gains quite a bit of value because he has quick rotation potential between lanes. And on the off lane, it's always the question, do you respect the 1 versus 1, yes or no? And on the off lane in particular, there's always the chance that you actually sit in a situation where Genji all of a sudden starts jumping in with a Swift Strike, and boom, you're in a 2 versus 1. Even if the offlaner doesn't die, as long as you get a little bit of damage in against him, you will be in a situation where your own offlaner has a better setup, and that is going to be pretty crazy. Okay, so with that done, we're now also having the move down to the bottom of the map for the first shrine in the hands of Granit Gaming. Top lane, Rexa should... I mean, if left alone, Rexa is pretty much going to control that top lane. If you have Misha, you can get a control experience, and you can control also the objective itself quite easily. So that's always a big one. That's why Tai is sitting currently here, because he expected a rotation to come towards the top to offset that balance a little bit, and that hasn't really happened, so he was eager to intercept it if he can. Instead, we're now sitting him around in the mid lane, as Genji is still guarding that situation, but as you see on the minimap, Thrall is having a tough time getting control of that shrine and at the same time keep lane experience. So he has to be dodging around through that quite a bit. Down to the bottom of the map though, with level 4 talents now coming in. Build still the same, Ancestral Strength straight into the Fright that we have here. Also seeing the engage into Wit on his Tyrael, but gets away. But the poke is annoying. I mean, Junkrat is just poking the entire time. We're having Tai thinking about going straight in for the dragon. Kelvin is so low that he has to be careful. He can't go too deep with this. Yeah, Thrall. Tyrael actually falling at the top, at the bot lane, as they're trying to make the play for another shrine. Lauba is low, but is able to get out. That's the first kill of the game itself. And again, the double control of the shrines, as Thrall is sitting in that really weird setup. And this is a perfect explanation. So once this is pushed out, Thrall has to move back to catch the experience, or they're going to lose the XP, so he has to give up the shrine again. In the meantime, Tai channels the Dragon Knight, as Lauba is able to rotate into the mid lane because of the Tyrael kill. And they get the first Dragon Knight of the game. 3 minutes in. So this time, a lead for them actually on the objective. Tai coming back and saying like, well, that tower didn't fall. Takes it down. Also a couple of additional stacks here for Thrall on his level 4 talent. Against Misha, it's a little bit easier to stack. Get the double value even. Taluf currently setting that up at the bottom of the map. Okay, they get actually Hanzo out of the way for a moment, but it's all about how much value you can get right now with that push. And in the mid lane, they took the first and the second tower down, so the entire wall has been obliterated. It's an early Dragon Knight. They don't usually do too much damage. I think they're going to be pretty happy with this. Thrall should have an easy time completing his level 4, by the way. 7 is ready for both of the teams, which gives us the Ancestral Strength for Thrall, who's still trying to connect the Wolf here up at the top. Oh, and he misses it. Oh, Taluf. The reset on the level 4. Unfortunate for him here. Lauer with a Subterranean Shield, by the way, as a level 7 talent. Also seeing the Hunter-Gatherer taken. Actually, we don't. We have Hungry Bear taken as the level 4 talent. Oh my god, Lauber moves behind the gate just as the arrows are coming in from Hanzo. That was nearly a kill right there. And then talking about kill, they're going for Kelvin. Booping Kelvin even out. And he's just saying, let's get away here. Huffing and puffing like usually only Arik does in the game. But yeah, that Wolf topside, that was a bit of a sad story for Thrall. He thought he had it. Now he's sitting at 2 stacks again, as we have Swampgrota even rotating around a bit. As long as the Dragon Knight or the shrines aren't active and the Dragon Knight isn't threatened, can easily make that rotation as the rest of your team is dealing with the bot lane and even the mercenary camps. Takes a very safe rotation, by the way, around the map here. So even if there was a Genji Thrall setup waiting somewhere, it wouldn't really matter too much. Another Wolf connects. 3 stacks for Taluf. Is going to look at this again. Bot lane, that's where we're having now the Siege Giant battle right in front of us. And Thrall actually goes down as we have the fight at the bot lane starting up too. Orphea made the rotation top side. Lauber at the bottom of the map was a little bit low. Fury is still in slight trouble here. Is trying to get away, able to move out. But Wit is still looking to see if he can maybe commit, and so is Genji. But the level 10 abilities are now here. So with Thrall taken out, they're still able to take now the top shrine. And also can push this in a little bit more. That's experience lost, of course, for Go Next, as bot lane pressure is mounting up even more, and the rotation into the mid lane. Thrall with the death, of course, got reset again on his level 4. Just starting to make things really annoying here. A bit of extra damage against Kelvin. The attempt with the waltz to get more against Tyrael too. Tai is still threatening this, and Lauber is now starting to zone them out, and that's another Dragonite. Dragonite number 2. 2 kills, 2 Dragonites, and the level 10 for them. Going straight to the middle again, hoping for the first big structure to fall. Taking down the fort, that's the objective right now. Fury already sitting at the side for the barrage. Double stun, nice. Trying to get Hanzo out of position. They get it. The kill against the fort, and now they're already moving to the bot lane to make it a quick double. And they're definitely going to get some damage in. Not quite sure if Tai is going to be able to completely take it down, but the damage is going to be significant. And he's already using the Dragon's Breath again to just burst these waves down. Quick punt against Genji, but of course, sitting there solo against the fort is going to make that home in quite quickly on the Dragonite itself. Top lane, still the pressure. 2 stacks right now for Taluf. Still a bit of bot lane damage here as we're having 2 minion waves pushed in, and Go Next is going to make the play. Here comes the Cocoon. Sanctification, not enough value for them. Down goes the fort. And the setup against Genji. The X-Strike keeps him alive. Just long enough. Here comes the Riptire. Gets damage in, but it's not enough for a kill, but it's definitely enough to chase Go Next back. 3 stacks right now for Thrall. And Thrall, obviously, I mean, once you have level 16, that's the time when you really want... Oh my god, he misses it again. Taluf is tilted at this point. It feels bad for him. And unfortunately for him, we also catch every single moment when he loses the stacks here. But yeah, this is pretty tough. So currently, we're having Lauber, Henning and Tai going for the camp at the bottom of the map. At least having a camp taken also on the other side, with Go Next now committing to their own bruiser camp. And the pressure at the bot lane. With them losing just every single fort and also those fountains, they just lose control over their side of the map. It's a big problem for them. They have no retreat points anymore around these objectives. There's still the control that Fury himself, of course, brings with Junkrat. He's already setting that up. So they're starting to move in again. And, yep, that's going to be the Siege Giant camp taken. Okay, there's the arrow, big arrow, and the Sundering. That should be a kill, it should be even a double, but they're getting the counter kill against Malfurion. Both of the supports are down. Genji is jumping in regardless, and we're having Fury so low that he's definitely going to fall. Fury is down, and that is another lockdown, this time against the Nubarak. Tai is also trying to escape here. Up at the top lane, we're still having Misha all alone. Kelvin, with basically no HP left, takes the kill against Orphea. And they're getting the numbers in. 13 is there, still a level lead on the side of Granit Gaming, but Go Next is starting to close the gap in experience and brings a couple of kills onto the board for themselves. 13 versus 13 now. Gives us also the Shingan, and we have the Sword of Justice right now. As we are seeing the Dragonite already threatened here in the middle, but Tai is going to be back in just a few seconds, and Misha is the only thing that they need. Misha jumping in, Misha jumping out, and that buys enough time for the rest of the team to come in, and that's a big stun. That's the big boy stun right there. Taluf is dead and reset again. He's never going to complete that quest, is he? He was on 4 stacks again, and now he dies. And yep, that's going to be the end of that. Down here on the other hand, Fury jumps out, takes the experience, but can't claim the objective for too much longer. The fight in the middle of the map, on the other hand, that goes a little bit of a different way, because Wit is already on half HP. They're trying to make the play right here for Malfurion, and he just gets totally obliterated, and so gets Tyrael. Tyrael, pretty much, Tyrael is a bro. Tyrael is just a bro. I mean, he sees Malfurion fall and he says like, dude, not alone. I'm with you, man. All the way to the end, so he dies too. Talking about people dying, Hanzo at the bot lane dies as well, but Fury might fall. Nah, he gets away. They're trying to make the play for at least Genji, but Kelvin plays it quite nicely, jukes them out for now. But the pressure on the map is, of course, mounting up, and we're talking third Dragonite now. This is starting to become quite annoying for Go Next. I mean, this game, they're actually falling apart a little bit. Third Dragonite is taken, top lane is taking pressure. We're still having Thrall trying to get his own stacks together. And again, against Rexa, where you have two heroes that you can connect with, it should usually be a little bit easier to get the Frostwolf pack completed. But he is far away from that. He has a single stack, that's all that he's got right now. And we are already with 16 talents on the side of Granit Gaming, pushing for the first keep of the game. Toulouf coming in from behind, waiting of course for the potential Sundering. Well, at that point though, he's again getting stunned out. The Sundering comes in, there's a Sanctification saving him for the time being, but the Dragonite still active as they're looking for the kills now. And there's the kill against Hero. He completes the quest though. He completes the quest. Thrall has the quest completed. That's the moment when Toulouf just simply lets the keyboard go and says, okay, I'm done for the day, boys. See you later. I'll be back tomorrow. Can happily die now too if he wants to. The problem is that he's not the only thing that might die here. The keep is definitely going to fall. Yeah, with nearly 3-level lead at this point and 2 heroes down, Malfurion and Tyrael both eliminated. That's that, and they're going for Thrall again. Thrall is dead, and Jesus, they are just murdering them right now. Game 1 and Game 2 were so close, but at this point it just simply looks like Go Next has lost their fighting spirit a little bit. There's just too much happening here. We've been talking a lot about Thrall, but he was also able to pad his stats a little bit against Misha, sitting at 38,000 so far. Massively topping the damage numbers in this game. I mean, Hanzo isn't even close. Hanzo is not even close at this point. So again, we're seeing them starting to move in for the camps. They have 17, nearly 18. Granit Gaming is played and is really disciplined at this point. They're not overcommitting to anything. They have one keep down. They know that they're closing in on 20 much quicker than their opponent. They're even diving since there is not even 16 ready yet for Go Next. So they're just saying, well, that's our camp. You can't fight for that if you want, but I can already tell you how that goes. And with a camp taken and a double camp now moving to the top, you obviously know what's next. They're already defending bot lane because of that pressure, but that fort is not making it, and they can even go into the Bridge of Death if they want. It's usually not advised to go here, but there's not too many AoE abilities that can really threaten them, and at the same time there is a double user camp moving through. It gets really packed on that bridge. I mean, look at that bridge right now. It gets really packed down here. Toulouf is thinking about flanking, but they are just absolutely murdering the entire setup. And there's still, of course, also the Spell Aura to be considered. Keep that in mind, there is a Spell Aura here. So, yep, there's the quick move against Thrall, the Riptire, and the double kill. Down goes Thrall, down goes Tyrael, and it's an absolute disaster. Kelvin eliminated, they're pushing in mercilessly. They make the play for Malfurion. He's trying to run away here, but the old man, he's not as fast as he once was, and he goes down too. Beetles everywhere, soaking the shots from the keep itself. They're trying to go for Hanzo, who's trying to move out, trying to run. You can run, but you can't hide. Ty's about to fall, but does it matter? I don't think so. They're going for the core at this point. The keep at the top lane has already been... it's actually still in play, but it doesn't matter either way. Tyrael is about to come back, so is Thrall, but not in time. This is going to be a 3-0 victory, unless an absolute miracle just destroys the entire 5-man of Granit Gaming. 40% on the core, make it 30. There's the quick sanctifications. They're trying to prevent the worst, but the game's over. This is Granit Gaming with a 3-0 victory against Go Next. GG and well played by Granit Gaming.